If you're looking for recipes, you can leave. For those of you who are still here, this video is meant to save you years of frustration and yo-yo dieting. The reason that you struggle with sticking to your diet, so sticking to keto, is because you think there is a trick to it. There isn't. You eat healthy, low-carb vegetables, the meat with its accompanying fat, and by doing that, you will allow your body to heal. Here's the problem. You're going to want to eat junk food, or at least you think you want to eat junk food. What's really happening is that your brain is looking for the dopamine release that it was getting from those foods. The cookies, the bread, the pasta were giving the pleasure pathways in your brain a hit of dopamine. And you are now being asked to go get more. That's why you think you want it. I need you to understand that's the same pathway that is activated when someone drinks or takes a hit in the bathroom stall. You are not actually in control because you are now trying to counter, in my case, 45 years worth of sugar, like garbage eating, like overindulgence. You're trying to counter this habit that you've had for 45 years in my case. How many years have you been doing it? Sugar cravings, loving sugar, keto flu. They're all really cute ways of saying that your brain needs sugar the same way that the person in the bathroom stall needs their fix. And you are not aware that you're doing that to yourself. Or at least, if you're anything like me, you aren't, because I wasn't aware. When I started my keto journey, April 20th, 2018, about 44 and a half years after my first solid foods, I thought it was going to be tough, right? I rarely ate vegetables, and now I was supposed to be eating them all the time. And I didn't think it was going to be fun for me to do. I'm talking about having to eat things like beet greens and kale and Swiss chard. These were outside of my wheelhouse. I'd never had these things. Let me just point out that the reason I was willing to do any of this was because I was desperate. I had a hip issue that I was trying to solve. Doctors were telling me I need to wait for surgery. And if it wasn't for the fact that I was in pain all the time, I don't think I would have ever touched this keto diet thingy, right? So I started keto because in the summer of 2018, my hip was hurting so bad that the following winter, I missed ski season for the first time since I began skiing at the age of 26. That's how much pain I was in, that I didn't go snowboarding that year. That's 19 years of consistency gone. And I was devastated. And the doctors were not giving me any kind of hope. I wasn't a candidate for hip surgery yet. I wanted to walk normally so badly that eating some rabbit food was a small price to pay. And my dad, who's a chef, he just told me, just stir fry the vegetables with spices that you like, and you'll get through it. And he was right. I created a delicious concoction of vegetables that I had every day alongside my various meats. And people ask me, like, every day you had the same vegetables? Like, that how did you manage that? Can I point out that in the history of being me, I could put French fries as the side dish every single day and be happy with that? And maybe sometimes I would switch it out for pasta. So eating the same vegetables every day on repeat that I actually figured out how to like the taste of wasn't hard. So on the third day of eating only healthy food, so meat, the accompanying fat with the meat, and vegetables, something weird happened. In the middle of the day, I'd had breakfast, so eggs and bacon and coffee with heavy cream, and I had them scrambled because, well, there's no bread, right? So I need to figure out how I'm gonna, so I just had scrambled eggs. And just an hour after eating, I was so hungry. And I found myself in the kitchen looking for something to eat. And then I decided, you know what? Remembering my instructions, you only eat meals, I decided I'm just gonna have lunch early. And so that's what I did. I made lunch. And by the end of the day, I had a huge headache. I was ravenous again at supper time. And for the following 2 days, there was this weird mix of craving chocolate, feeling sick. I had chills. My mood was like all over the place. I was the crabbiest I think I've ever been in my life. And I was nauseous. And that nausea is what caught my attention because I wasn't sick. And eventually it kind of made me pause and think about the symptoms I was having. And I realized that I was having withdrawal. I was having withdrawal. Wellness warrior. Withdrawal means that you do not control your sugar intake. Your sugar is controlling you. That's what I was withdrawing from not having had sugar. This is why you have to have sweet at the end of your meal, which was something that I remember. This is why you love bread. This is why you will never be able to moderate your sugar consumption, wellness warrior, because in fact, you don't control the sugar that you eat. Your sugar controls you. So what are we supposed to do? It isn't about having fun with food. I had to put my head around this idea because I did used to have fun with food, by the way. Pizza, my favorite supper to have. French fries, my favorite side dish to have. Chocolate. I had so much chocolate in my life. I ate things because they tasted fun rather than eating things because I was trying to help myself, right? That's a trap that companies have set for us. And it's been making those companies billions, trillions probably by this point of money. When we celebrate with food, it's my birthday, I got a promotion. They make money all over the place. We buy their food and then we join their gyms and weight loss programs. And then we take their medications and eventually we have surgeries. And those surgeries require us to take more medications and perhaps to need products to live our lives, right? Like adult diapers or need braces forever or wheelchairs or all the stuff which we will need to have, and they're super expensive. And don't forget that all of that time, all the while we're going through these different scenarios, we are still eating the garbage that's causing the problem in the first place. But now we are eating them because we're so sad, right? And I need to cheer myself up. I was successful at sticking to keto because I recognized that I was going through withdrawal. And I was not looking to have fun with my food anymore. I put that idea down. I knew I needed to like what I was eating to sustain my diet, but I understood from Dr. Westman that my goal was to eat to satiation. And I understood from Dr. Fung that I needed to eat enough protein and fat to help my body build and repair. And I need to do that without overeating because that would just cause my body to store the extra energy and I'm in the same situation again. What does that mean? Eating is about health, not about fun. That's why it doesn't matter what recipes the keto channels tell you to eat. What matters is whether or not your insulin is being spiked. And I'll talk about that in this video.